So I'll go ahead and go first. I'm Q. I'm your mod. Um, I kind of run around here doing my best, my very best. And tonight we're going to discuss mirrors. But before we get started, would anyone else like to introduce themselves?
I can.
All right, go ahead.
I'm Izzy. I know very little about mirrors in the sake of practice. So I'm really excited to see what others have to say.
I'm excited too. Anyone else? And you can introduce yourself in voice, chat, text. That's totally fine. Hello, Fox, who is also new to using mirrors. Yeah, I think we're all excited because I also have very little knowledge on mirrors. We're all going to learn tonight.
Yay for learning.
Chai is alive and well, and she had to get headphones. That's okay. Now, on the topic of mirrors, we're not getting started yet because we still have people to introduce, but just think about mirrors for a second. You know, they're everywhere, and we have no idea who's living in it, if someone is living in it, in which we hope not. At least I hope not. I'm so sorry, Chai. Okay. Also, I will be posting questions in the voice chat text so that other people are able to read the questions if they like. And you could also go back to them and reflect on them if you want to. Many of these questions were written by Charo, our other very nice and very kind mod, but she's unable to be here tonight. And that's also okay. You might hear me typing. I'm loud. All right. Those of you who are still introducing yourselves, you may continue to do so. That is completely fine. I hope I'm not too loud, everyone. But we're going to go ahead and get started because tonight we have two really awesome events going on. After our voice chat event, we will have a movie night. So if you'd like to stay tuned for that, I would deeply appreciate it because it's Kiki's Delivery Service. I don't know if anyone else has seen that or not.
I definitely have. It's been a long time, but it's very cute. I'm not
And
sure if
it's a
I'm going
cute
to stay
movie.
for it or if I might just stay for part of it, but
It's a cute movie. Yes, Chai has introduced herself and she says she's never used mirror work or magic before, so she's here to listen and learn more about this topic. Yeah, I think everybody's going to enjoy Kiki tonight, Fox. All right. So, our first question up, we're gonna ask if anybody actually uses mirrors. Does anyone here use mirrors at all?
not in a practice sense. But I'd
What
like to.
you'd like to? Yeah.
I like the idea of it, and I would like to get more into scrying, and I feel like a mirror could be a really good means of doing that.
I like to think that too, and because there's a lot going on with reflections and whatnot, and I think scrying is also really cool. I don't do much of scrying, but that sounds really interesting. Does anyone else use mirrors? Fox says not yet. Yet. Emphasis on the yet. If not, I'd like to ask though, what rules do you think would apply for mirrors if you did use them? Fox is thinking, awesome. So Fox is typing on some rules. Oh, here we go. All right. Fox says they're superstitious, and as long as you didn't break them, everything would be good. But if you found one broken, it could be used for pieces and types of spells, maybe. Actually, I think someone has used mirror pieces in Bane magic here before. And I want to say I've seen some spells like that as well, Fox.
I could definitely see a broken mirror being used for some Bane magic, and I feel like that would probably be very, very helpful in that.
I do too, especially on something where you'd like to return what they've done to you.
Oh, yes, exactly, because it's so reflective. Ooh. I don't usually do Bane magic myself, but I really like the idea of that. I just find it very fascinating.
I do too. Now I've seen coffin pieces where people take these little model sized coffins. Sometimes it's used in hoodoo, and I may have seen it in a few other practices where they glue reflective pieces inside of it. And that's a Bane spell as well. I don't know too much that goes into it, but I think that's pretty cool. If you buy those tiny little mirror pieces, maybe a type of protection spell or return to sender types even. Hard to explain what I'm thinking. Oh, we understand, Fox.
I
That's
wonder
that's
if
a really
they
good
could work.
idea.
I wonder if they could work for warding
Ooh,
as a return to sender for warding. That might be an interesting use for especially like the mirror pieces, like Fox was saying.
yeah.
We're on the same wavelength, Fox.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a really good one. Okay, so oh now I'm excited.
I know. I actually really like the idea of that. Now I want to go get mirror pieces and do that because, man, my house could definitely use some good warding.
Oh, that would be nice. I mean, I would see it acting as something like almost like a Nazar, where it just kind of throws it back at you, but maybe someone who or some type of energy would see it and it almost in a way kind of like it spooks itself away.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
I really like that.
I like that a lot. Um Now, instead of broken mirror pieces, would anyone aside from the superstitious thinking, because I understand that very well, Fox. I'm a very superstitious person. Would you hang little hand mirrors around your house for warding if you tried it?
I would consider it personally. And I mean, I In my room and my bathroom, between the two, have three mirrors. I used to have a full mirror closet door, and it was like a sliding closet door, and I loved that. So I absolutely love having mirrors around,
Oh, nice.
which is
Nice.
funny because I don't technically like to look in mirrors myself too often, but like I just like the idea of having mirrors.
I understand that, and I feel the same way because I won't readily stare into a mirror. Like I might sit there and make a few faces, but after maybe 2 minutes, I'm like, no, it's creepy.
It actually reminds me, I did a whole like camera project in school using trying to record in like reflections without having the camera show. So I guess I've actually been kind of obsessed with mirrors for a while. Like that's actually an interest of mine, and I hadn't realized it until this moment. Learning new things about ourselves.
Now, one of the questions Charo has, which since we're all very new to mirrors, I'll just rephrase it. She asked, "What weird or unexpected magical experiences have you had with mirrors?" Which can be answered, but if you don't use them, what kind would you expect to have?
I feel like I'm not fully processing the question.
Oh, okay. So, what weird or unexpected magical experiences have you had with mirrors? And if you don't use them, what kind of experiences are you expecting to have?
Thank you. Thank you for
You're
repeating that
welcome.
because it was not processing in my head because that happens sometimes. I'm not sure I personally have had any magical experiences with mirrors. Um, well, something I've always found really fascinating is something that I do with my cats a lot, which is a lot of times we'll kind of meet each other's eyes in the mirror for whatever reason. Like instead of directly looking at each other, we'll look at each other through the mirror, and it's like we've definitely met each other's eyes, and like I can see that they recognize that we're looking at each other too. And it's just, I don't know why I find that so fascinating, but it is a little something.
No, I understand very well. And I think it's adorable. I do. Um, I really like that though. That's really cute. That's very cute.
I think it's just a weirdly interesting other way for me to connect with my cats. Hello, yes, you know I'm talking about you. I know, I see you. She decided to come up and get directly in my face because why not?
It's completely understandable. It kind
But
of reminds me of the whole eyes being the window to the soul. It's kind of reflective in the mirrors, in the eyes, everything tied for some reason ties back to eyes. I don't know what's up with that, but it's really neat. Oh, Fox has something here. Back almost 10 years ago, my friend had a bracelet that we swore was haunted or something. And so one night we placed it on a mirror with the light shining on it and sat in the dark. The flashlight flickered constantly, and we had the TV on a static channel. Use it to use for divination. Oh, I know about that. And the power cut out. Oh no. When the lights came back, the mirror was shattered. Later on, we burned the bracelet and it literally disappeared. The gem, the metal, all of it completely gone. Well, Fox, we should not do that again. It doesn't sound it doesn't sound very fun. That sounds terrifying. But I do like that static channel use for divination. I enjoy that a lot. That does though remind me of the games, the old type of urban legend games. And I guess this would go with our question about experiences that you're expecting to have. Oh no, Snopes. Snope says, "Who's the person in the mirror? I don't know her. I don't trust her." Well, with urban legends, I would guess that's a magical experience on its own. If anyone has ever tried things like Bloody Mary or saying Candyman in the mirror, some weird legend like that, I feel like many people have tried it. I don't know if you guys have tried it or not. Have you?
I have not.
Good, by the way. Don't try it. Tried Bloody Mary as a kid, no results, says Snopes. Fox says, "Oh man, my childhood." Chai says, "Nothing has ever happened, at least nothing obvious." I'm really happy to hear that. Another thing Chai says, "Speaking of cats and mirrors, I have had a couple of cats that have been obsessed with them. I had one, Pippa, who would sneak into the bathroom and stare at herself in the mirror in the dark. She would do this for hours. I've watched her go into the room and have gone in after her only to realize she was gone. There's nowhere for her to have gone. There's no window in that bathroom, and she's not the only cat to disappear this way. She calls it a cat dimension, and the kitties are using the mirrors to travel back and forth."
Oh, dang.
Okay, so I do believe cats are secretly witches, so I count that. And that's actually a great lead up into our next question, which would be another question for Charo. Are you more likely to interact with mirrors to reflect things back or as portals? And why?
I think I personally would use it more for reflecting back, if only because I know myself and I stress enough, especially in the context of my cats, of not being able to find them, that consider thinking of them as portals, especially because I have so many around me, would probably really stress me out to think about them just disappearing, especially because like I love my cats, but they also like to try and get stuck in my bathroom. And
Oh no.
heaven forbid I still couldn't find them after opening the door. I would full blown panic. So I'm gonna stick to bouncing back personally. But also, I do think it's a really cool concept and it's definitely really fascinating.
It is. I agree. I totally agree with that. I think if I did try to interact more with mirrors, I would try to reflect things back because that's really interesting. But if I use it as a portal, obviously I probably would not be able to go through there myself. But maybe some sort of scrying, like you mentioned earlier, maybe something like that, or maybe something through astral
Ooh,
traveling. Because I think
how
I'm not very good at astral, but I think that'd be really cool.
out of curiosity, how would you go about incorporating that into astral? Because I'm very much so in the process of learning astral myself. So I'm anytime anyone brings up astral, I'm like, ooh, but how? How are you doing it?
Okay, so I have an idea how, but once again, I'm not good with astral. I'm trying to learn myself. And Charo also left a neat little story with us, and I'll read that in a second. But it has to do with astral, by the way. So with astral travel, I would assume that, maybe leaving a mirror at my nightstand, or if, someone uses sigils, they could write it on the back of the hand mirror, possibly, and maybe use that to bring with them. That's what I would assume would probably work anyway.
Hmm.
I think it would work pretty neat. Now, as for Charo's edition, which is a really, really neat story. So she said when her best friend tried to astral to her during a lucid dream, the next day she tried to draw her room, which she had never seen in real life. She drew an exact mirror image of it down to our sleeping arrangements on the bed from the perspective of our bedroom mirror.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That is awesome. I would like to try that one day. Snope says, written something. Snope says, I've used the mirror as a part of a ward, attempting to reflect ill intent back, but instead, I think it bounced it to my boyfriend and grandma. I don't write that ward on a mirror anymore. Okay, don't do that. Oh, that's good. Oh no. Close calls though. All right. So I personally I do want to try astral. Um Izzy, if you've done any sort of astral traveling at all, how was that?
I haven't actually been able to get out of my body yet. So
Oh, okay.
I'm I've been wanting to. I've been trying. I get close. I'm also starting to learn a little bit more about especially like even like my meditation because actually struggle a lot with visualization, and I think because I've focused so much with my astral on trying to visualize it that
Mhm.
I need to try more with touch because that's how I tend to interact with the unknown a little bit more is through touch rather than visualization.
Mm. Do you think if you somehow incorporated mirrors into this, you could use your touch with a hand mirror and use the mirror itself for a sort of visualization?
Potentially, it might work. I would definitely try it. That's for sure.
I think that would be pretty neat. Again, I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it. Everything I have to do with it is purely on accident.
Now I'm kind of contemplating the thought of using the mirror as a sort of portal to get out of my body potentially. And I'm like, I'm gonna have to try this. I'm gonna have to, well, first of all, get a hand mirror because I don't have any small mirrors, but that might be something that could work.
It sounds like something that could work pretty well. Um, and Chai says she can't do it consciously, which is both frustrating and a little frightening. Perhaps using a mirror would help if she tried to do it actively as something to concentrate on and anchor her. That sounds like a solid plan.
Hmm.
I mean, if mirrors are necessarily good for scrying and contacting and divination, I think it would be good for that too.
Hmm.
And that's something I would like to try. I mean, I'd have to get over the part of staring in the mirror.
That's fair. I second that.
Where would you stare though? Would y'all stare in your eyes, or maybe reflect on something, or maybe if you wrote a sigil on the reflective piece, would you stare at that?
A sigil might work, especially if it's like a sigil for astral. That could be something that could be helpful.
Chai says that would be great. I yeah, I'd like to. Well, Snopes, if you're listening, you seem to be the one with sigils and mirrors. Do you think that would work out well?
Hi, can you scooch?
Snopes is writing things that we need to know. Now, oh, she says she's not much practiced with sigils. That's all right. I'm not very I'm not very good with sigils either. But oh, there was a topic recently about veiling, and I think everyone was pretty excited about that topic. Would anyone who uses veiling or who would like to try veiling, would you want to add a mirror to that? Like maybe underneath the veil with you?
Dealing isn't really something I see myself doing, but so I'm not sure that I have an answer for that.
I'm not entirely sure what that would accomplish, Snopes.
Well, I
Because
know
I
some
think, yes, what were you
I was
saying?
I know some people use veiling to kind of protect their own energies. So maybe
Hmm.
adding the mirror to it could be kind of like a reflecting other people's energies back at them so that they don't absorb it themselves.
I like that.
Stop.
That would, yeah, that would actually, that sounds pretty cool. Once again, I like these ideas that y'all are coming up with. Nice reflective wards and things going on like that, and Bane magic. Um, I really like that. If you do use it as a ward, would you place a mirror outside of your door, or maybe the broken pieces as a sort of wind chime to help ward with your house?
I kind of in my head have the idea of even because we have something on our door that we could hang stuff on. I'd even consider just putting a full blown mirror on it and enchanting it and
I like
just
that.
like I don't know how my roommates would feel about that, but I actually kind of like the wind chime idea though. That could be really pretty and a little less weird to visitors.
Yeah, I mean, who's gonna wonder about that? It's just a wind chime.
Exactly.
Now, Snopes has said that she's considered adding mirror shards to witch bottles to scramble the energy and intent of the spell or whatever. Also, it's pointy.
I like that. I like that a lot.
I do like that. That would be really nice. That would be extremely nice. Now, with enchanting mirrors, I know some people use mirrors in glamour. Bless them because I don't know how to do that. Maybe with enchantment and mirrors that you could possibly what am I trying to say? It's something with boon. Maybe you could use it to attract things. So you think you could use it to attract things as a reflective piece? Maybe reflect your good energy out and bring more good people into your home?
Maybe. I could definitely see that as a possibility.
I like that. I like the idea of that. I wonder if that could work because, some people have energy that it almost kind of acts as a mirror where, there are people who walk around and they're like, their energy just doesn't match with other people. And I mean, it's almost like a shield. And, the bad sees the bad and it stays away. But the good sees the good and it comes closer. I think the mirror would be good with that.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
I would like to try that one day. Maybe with a smaller mirror, though. Is
Maybe
there
a maybe a one-way mirror. Is that the what I'm thinking, or a one-way glass or whatever it is? What are the
Yeah.
words? Because that could be like, well, what I want to come in, I can let in because I can see out, but what I don't gets reflected back.
Ooh, that's good. That's real good. Gotta write that down. That's a good one. Oh, that's nice. Maybe that same type of thought process could be used with Snopes witch bottles too.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. Also, Snopes, I don't think I've ever done a witch bottle with mirror shards. Do you break them yourself? What do you do with that? That'd be pretty cool if she's just breaking her mirrors herself.
It's funny because I'm very superstitious as well, but I also do like the idea of breaking a mirror
Yeah.
for workings. So I don't know what that means.
She says she hasn't done it, only considered it since hers is very small, and there are many by her dumpster at her apartment complex. But we read her; she would definitely smash that mirror.
Honestly, I think I would too, Snopes. I really, really do. I don't doubt that I would.
Yeah, I think, as superstitious as I am, I can see myself breaking a mirror intentionally. Oh, strong arms, no. Maybe possibly if I used it as a reflective piece in like Bane or something like that, maybe to just completely shatter that person's world. I'd just break it at the end.
That could be a really interesting Bane magic to do.
Oh, Snopes is interested. Yes, Snopes.
Oh,
Capture their face in a mirror, then try. Ooh. So it's the
oh,
last. Ooh. Smash and shroud. Oh, Snopes. Get a little dangerous here. I enjoy it.
we always need Snopes when there's Bane magic being talked about.
Minimizes broken glass hazard. Smiley face.
Yeah,
Safety first.
safety first when you're casting some Bane magic.
That's really good though. Oh no. Everyone always practice safe hex. Been your friendly Snoke warning.
The best advice.
I like that though. That's a really, really good idea. That's a really good idea. I wouldn't know what to do with the broken pieces afterwards, but that's a really good idea. Maybe flip them over. Just turn all the reflective pieces over.
I feel like maybe putting them, I mean, maybe even making a witch's bottle with them and either having the bottle be like painted or something so that it can't come through,
I like that.
or bury them. I mean, bury them also is always an option.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm here for
black
burying
paint.
too. Oh yeah, black paint is good. Um, Maybe even add chalkboard paint. You can write your own seal on it. Just keep them in there.
Oh, oh, I really do want some chalkboard paint anyways. But like, ooh, I
Oh,
really
that'd be
like
really
that
nice.
idea. Oh,
We all have small projects to work on now. Oh
please
man.
excuse my coughing.
So, with that being said, I can probably go ahead and say that we all might be using mirrors later, which is cool. That's a cool thing.
Look, I'm ready to go look up on Amazon, buy some small mirrors or mirror shards or both for Kano Los Dos.
Oh, that'd be so good. Um, Gosh, I'm excited now. I don't
I
even know
am
what to talk
too.
about. Pre-broken mirrors. Yeah, that'd be good.
Exactly, because I know that you're nervous about breaking them
Breaking a
yourself.
mirror.
Look, if I find some, I will share a link here. Don't you worry.
Well, I deeply appreciate that. Probably
You're
find it on
probably
Facebook
not
Marketplace.
wrong. Though I would definitely want to cleanse them if I bought them on Facebook Marketplace. Not that I
I
wouldn't
would
cleanse them
too.
anyways, but I feel like double cleansing for Facebook Marketplace anything words.
You know what? Yeah, that's a good idea. Now, actually, speaking of chalkboard paint and mirrors, and now going back to Snope's sigil on her mirror, that could be something too. And with a sort of two-way mirror or glass that you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that would be something to like throw together in some way? I'm not sure how, but
That could definitely, I feel like there could
yeah.
definitely be a way to do that for sure. I'm
Fox
not
said
sure.
like a black scrying mirror.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
that's
I've heard it's much cheaper to make one yourself, and I have a podcast with instructions on how to do so if anyone is interested, because I've heard
yeah.
it's very expensive. But
Share that. Definitely share that because I've seen obsidian scrying mirrors and no, the price is very no. Yeah, lots of dollar signs.
yeah, here, let me find that link and I'll share it in here because I know.
Definitely share it.
I mean, it was a whole
Like,
episode, so there's other information in the episode as well, but
hmm.
still.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That'd be nice.
Oh, no problem.
Also, again, that saves a lot of money. Obsidian mirrors that I've seen, terrifyingly expensive.
Look, I am all for saving money. Like, any way I can save even just a few bucks, it's worth it to me.
I
I'm
agree.
very sorry if you can hear my cat in the background.
It's okay. It's okay. Mine's upstairs yelling.
He says it's almost time for dinner, so he's getting antsy.
I thought that was a baby. Sort of.
I mean, he is a baby. He is a baby. He's, 5, but he's definitely a baby. I
That's
call him
adorable. Ooh. Now, speaking of making your own mirrors, what about, oh, thank you. There it
I
is.
think I'm like 90% sure it's this episode.
Thank you. Um, Speaking of making your own mirrors, though, what about reflective paint?
Ooh.
You think you could use that with something? You can kind of make like maybe some type of surface with your reflective paint, or maybe like a tray that goes on your altar.
I'm not sure I knew that reflective paint was a thing, but that could definitely be really. I mean, I feel like you would also. I do a lot of bottle magic, not necessarily always which bottles, but I do a lot
Mhm.
of like jar and bottle magic. So, if you want to, that could even be a protection for a spell of putting the reflective paint on it so nothing else can touch it, like no other
Ooh,
energies.
yeah. And if the jar is big enough, maybe spray the inside of it for a bane spell.
Ooh. To just have the spell keep reflecting on itself and multiply itself. Oh,
Yes.
oh.
Now, I've heard of people using googly eyes for that, which I thought was hilarious and adorable and scary at the same time. But reflective paint, which isn't super expensive, like you can find it at Walmart. I believe you could spray it in a jar and use it for that. Snopes loves the googly eyes. I don't know. I think that'd be pretty neat. Or I'm not sure how it is with things on maybe like tea light candles. Like maybe you could remove the candle and spray it on the inside and then put it back and then burn it.
That could be interesting. But what would the purpose of that be?
I'm not entirely sure because I don't often use a ton of candle magic, but I know some people tend to use that wax or some of the wax at least to seal bottles with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I
not
know
sure
I
how.
tend to do that a lot.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to think how, because I like the idea of it. I'm just trying to think what kind of purpose that would have because that could be really cool.
I wonder maybe energy captured in there or even just, spell spoken into it. If it's a really thin tea light candle, I know you can just fold those because I've done that. You can just fold it. Maybe you can keep it and hang on to it, and that can be your makeshift mirror to stick inside of a jar.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I definitely a lot of them you can just fold super easily.
Hmm. Fox was talking about the googly eyes, shaking intensifies. I don't. I would hope that wouldn't. Like, maybe a spirit got a hold to it and shook it in the closet. Oh, kitty. Um.
He's very annoying. Don't let him convince you guys. He is very spoiled.
Oh, lots of meows back though, just to show some love.
Kindle, you're getting lots of love. You're getting lots of love, Bubba. Don't you worry.
Oh. Oh gosh, I forgot what they're called. Does anyone here enchant jewelry?
I'm
Uh,
not sure I'd say I've ever enchanted jewelry, but like I definitely have jewelry that to me have magical properties.
Hmm.
Hi, baby. Come say hi. How about we get off of really? Thank
Well,
you.
let's consider a locket. That's what they're called. Let's consider a locket. They usually have some sort of reflective piece in it. Do you think you could do something with that? Oh,
Def
Fox is
I
interested.
I definitely think that could have some blah, 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 value. This is the most I've talked in like a week and a half.
Oh my
So
gosh.
please excuse me.
It's okay. I understand. This is the most I've talked all day.
It's
Um,
making me very happy. But I could definitely I mean, as a personal barrier even, just having it as to reflect out negative energies.
I like that idea too because I do enjoy jewelry. And Snope says that she has a necklace she wore to a total solar eclipse in 2017 or 18.
I remember that. I remember that solar eclipse. That was
That was nice.
amazing.
Um, a necklace like that being enchanted would be really, really cool. Just to reflect something symbolically. That would be really, really nice.
Hmm.
I do like enchanting jewelry, and I have a mirror piece. It's a necklace. It's kind of like a big statement necklace. Do you think you can enchant something without meaning to? Yeah, I do. Especially mirrors. Now that I think about it, we look in those things every day. If some of us do, even if it is to like glance, we look in those a lot.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, we've heard of, I don't know if anybody else has, but I know I've heard of stories where there's haunted mirrors and things like that. I myself have a mirror that I got from a thrift store. It's really old. It's a vintage mirror and it's really tall. It's almost like a vanity mirror. But I know if we can enchant things without meaning to, which we definitely can, a mirror is definitely enchanted somewhere in your house.
I completely agree with that.
Yes. Fox, is there a reason why you asked? Uh-oh. We got a big oof in the chat. Yeah, I totally think we can. Big time. Once again, mirrors especially. A lot of time is spent inside of a mirror, even if you're not putting on makeup or doing things like that. You're at least standing in front of it with your whole body and energy, brushing your teeth, something. Or maybe your cat are reconnecting with their souls again.
I should see if I can find the picture of my cat in the mirror at my parents' house from a couple of years ago because that was a really cool picture because it's got like 3 or 4 reflections of him. And since we're talking about mirrors, it's just a cool picture.
I would like to see that when you can find it. Um, Fox says originally they have a lot of rings and necklaces, and I wear a ton sometimes. When I put one on, it feels like I don't need to wear it or take it. Other times, I feel like I have to wear a specific one. Hmm, I get that feeling too. Oh no, do you think you've enchanted all of your jewelry? Probably so. I would definitely like to enchant the mirror necklace that I have. Fox says sometimes it just doesn't feel right depending on the time. I understand that. I understand that for sure. Which, once again, brings it back to mirrors. And something that Izzy mentioned earlier, sometimes looking in the mirror just does not feel okay. And some days it does. And I'm not entirely sure why. It can be, your mood, or maybe there's something else going on. We're not entirely sure. Our cats have clearly figured out that mirrors are a portal, and we haven't yet. But there's no telling why we don't feel comfortable looking in a mirror that day, aside from other mundane reasons. Maybe the portal's being used, which now that sounds creepy, but maybe your mirror is being occupied.
That could be the case. I could definitely see that being a thing.
I could see that being a thing too, especially for many of us who have had run ins with spirits often, in which, bringing into superstitions, I'm not sure if many of you have heard this before, but covering a mirror after someone passes so that the souls aren't trapped. It's big in the South, and I know that it's big in some other religions, possibly Jewish. I may not have remember that correctly, but I know it's big in the South. Has anyone else heard of that? Fox and Snope seems to have heard of it.
It sounds vaguely familiar, but it's not. I don't know that I could place where I've ever heard of it before, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It totally makes sense. Chai has heard of it as well. So it's not necessarily a tradition, but it's a big superstition that after someone passes, you cover the mirrors so their souls aren't trapped there and they're able to be released. You cover the mirrors and you open a window, or maybe you open a door, just so they can escape necessarily, well, so to speak, they can get out of the house if they've passed there, especially. But I feel like something about that and the thought of portals kind of makes me question a lot of things. Maybe the portals are definitely real. And with Charo's friend's experience with astral projection, I feel like they're definitely real. That's something that's going on there.
I definitely agree that there's something going on with mirrors. I'm not sure I could say exactly what, but there is something.
Yeah. And, with the addition of scrying, people using mirrors to scry, which, how? how? How are they doing that? I don't know. But it's really, really cool to think about that, maybe there is something on the other side of your mirror, and it's possible that you can get trapped in there, which is a scary thought, to be honest. I don't want to be trapped in a mirror unless it's really cool over there.
Agreed.
Otherwise, I don't know. And there's always something about, haunted items, and typically there's a mirror there that's been cursed, which, has anyone thought to curse a mirror? I'm not sure what type of curse would go into that. Maybe a sort of Bane glamour mix up.
hmm
But I don't know. Is anybody else here into glamour magic? You think that could be something that would work?
I don't tend to be super into glamour magic. I think I did one once, maybe twice. But it is a fascinating idea.
Maybe which I'm typing this here. Maybe the glamour and Bane mashup could be something like, I don't know, gifting someone that totally deserves it this cute little mirror, and they just get wrinkles every time they look in it.
Oh dang.
Or maybe they're like forced to see the nastiness within them every single time.
Kind of like reflecting their inner poor qualities on the exterior.
Yeah. I would probably do that to someone's driving mirror. They have to look in that at least once.
Oh, yes.
They have to. I think that would be really good. Maybe seeing wrinkles, maybe seeing, every time they do something hateful and they happen to look in that mirror, they see more wrinkles or more just discoloration. Maybe their makeup is just never right every time they look in that mirror.
Oh,
Everything's uneven.
I like that.
I think it could be useful. Or, there are people that need to be taken down a few notches. Maybe give someone with too big an ego that, and, they look in the mirror and it just kind of takes them down a few notches a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of drains them of that cocky confidence.
I definitely like that.
I would try that. I would actually try that. I don't think I'd be good at it, but I would try it. I would definitely try it out. It would kind of be the same as maybe even glamming up a mirror where every time you look in it, you got tons of confidence and tons of just compliments after you look into that mirror. Everything just feels great every single time.
That could
But
definitely be
hopefully,
a huge confidence builder.
yeah, I would like to try that. Or maybe, even looking at it like a small compact mirror, maybe looking into it before an interview or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it can give you that good confidence boost. And, you say everything right, you answer all the questions with confidence. You're just all around a gold star walking in there.
That could be super helpful for things like interviews or important meetings or such.
Yeah. Or like giving a speech, even something
Yeah,
like I think that would be really useful. Or maybe, just the general good luck. Just look in there and wink at yourself. Just, you go, kid. And then you close it and you take
I
on the
love
world.
that.
That'd be really nice. That's something I could use.
I love that so much. So much. That makes me really happy.
Oh, totally. So now everyone go buy a compact mirror and you know what to do.
Yep.
Give yourself some finger guns to activate it. Yeah. That's it. That's how you activate it.
I love this though.
That'd be really adorable. Yeah. Do it. Do it. Everyone do it.
I
Don't
I literally might. It's fine.
don't think about it.
I'm just gonna go on Amazon. I'm just gonna buy a whole bunch of different mirrors for all sorts of different magical purposes.
Every single time you need it. Maybe you can use it before a date and you're like, haha, even though you're like probably married to this person, but haha, wooed you again. You can probably use it for all sorts of things. And it would be adorable. I think that would be super adorable.
I love it. I think that that's a super cute idea.
Well, now we all know what to do. Make sure you dress it up, cute little items on it, or, sunshine stickers. I don't know, something to boost you up.
It could also be a really cute gift idea, both for
Would
witchy and
be.
non-witchy people. Because, like, even if you just give it to someone to just kind of be like, here's a little compact mirror, and it's like, Psych, it's actually a confidence builder too. I don't know why it
Gotcha.
has to be a psych, but
You thought it was a normal mirror. And look at you. And now you're all happy. Gotcha. Fooled you.
I tricked you into loving yourself.
Exactly.
Mwahaha.
That would be really good. Chai says the person you gave the mirror to. Man, I feel really great today. You got him. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's the best boon spell
I'm,
ever.
I'm so about that. I love
Just
that so much.
nobody let your cat see it because they're cocky enough.
Yeah, well, as you guys have heard for the last like half an hour, yes, mine has enough confidence. He just screams for everything. Thank you, Kindle, for that was perfectly on
Confirmation.
cue.
I definitely love, love, love the little contact mirror idea. It can even be, aside from that sort of confidence, maybe you look at it and you're like, all right, I'm tough today. And that's it. No, who's gonna mess with you in the gym? Nobody. No one can. That's it. You are tough. You got this. Total energy boost. I
I'm
think,
so about it.
yeah, I am too. Maybe, maybe glam something up to where all of your outfits look great on you. Every single one. They all look amazing.
That's the kind of positivity I think we all need in our lives.
I do too. You know what? If it's if it's possible and maybe you don't look a little strange doing it, go to your favorite boutique or something and glam their mirror. So now everyone feels great when they try on clothes.
That would be absolutely lovely. So, though the only reverse of that I could see, because I worked in retail for a little bit, and I mean not a boutique, but still with like clothes. And the thing that I ran into is sometimes people, especially like when you get salespeople who are like, "Oh my gosh, that looks so great on you," and just like build you up, and then you get it home and you're like, "Oh, I
Wait a
actually don't
second.
like this," and then they just come back and return it. So that would be my only concern with doing that at a boutique mirror.
That is a concern. That is a big concern. The Regina George. I love your skirt. Where'd you get it? Yeah.
I mean, all I'm gonna say is I spent a lot of time working fitting room, and I would tell people, I'm like, I'm not sure that this is the right one for you, but let me go grab something else for you. I think that you might like better. And you know what? They very rarely came back to return those things. So
Yes. Yes. I worked in retail and did the same thing. I would not let them
yes,
do
exactly.
that. You have to. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Snopes. We we tried our best. Yeah, I would try my best to be as helpful as possible with that because I would want that too. Like I know if I look in the mirror, maybe something's a little off, maybe something's a little disproportionate, you never know. And I didn't want anyone telling me that, "Oh, that looks great." I'm like, "I know for a full fact one of my legs are shorter. It does not look great. I look crooked."
And sometimes that just happens. It's just a necessity. And I was always of the opinion, if I thought someone was just gonna bring back in a week, then I didn't want them to buy it. I'd rather them buy something that they were actually gonna be happy with.
Hmm. I like that. Maybe reflect the truths in your purchases with a mirror behind you at the counter.
Oh,
Yeah. I just want to glam all the mirrors now.
I do too. I was like, this mirror does this, and this mirror does this, and this mirror is for this.
Only look in this mirror when you're ready to take on the world. Like, don't look in that mirror otherwise. If you're tired, don't look in it. Just don't look in that
Oh,
mirror.
wait, don't look at that mirror. That's only for people I don't like.
I give this mirror to people I don't like, and you just kind of you keep that one covered up in a drawer. Oh, Snopes, would you use a mirror like that? Just kind of pass it around? I'm not sure what Snopes would say. I just asked that question. There's no telling what kind of answer we're going to get now. You know what? Glam a mirror for your pets, everyone. My thing is pretty all or nothing. I love it. Write that in your mirror. Or write it on the back of a mirror. Either you're not getting hexed or you're getting hexed. Oh no, she said you're getting bad news. You know what? I enjoy that too. Also, I think we've run out of time because we were discussing mirrors and being with that being said, if anyone has anything else they'd like to add in mirrors, you can add that in. Otherwise, we are going to close this chat and begin movie night. Yes, it is Kiki's delivery service.
I have not decided if I will join, but if I don't see you guys, this has been absolutely lovely. This has been a really good conversation. I just like coming to these because I always feel like I learn stuff and I don't usually feel like I have a lot to contribute. But this has been a really good discussion.
Really? I'm glad you enjoyed. I was
I
a bit nervous.
I really wasn't sure what to expect from it. And I was like, mirrors, that's a little vague. We'll find out. And this has been really, really interesting and really fascinating. So thank you, Q.
Oh, you're welcome. Oh, Fox. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed.
Yay!
Well, thank y'all so much. And now we will go ahead and close this out. You're welcome to continue speaking in voice chat, but I'm going to go ahead and get the movie started.
All right. Have a good night, everyone.
You too.